Hey there, Squirrel Army. How's it going? For today, we're doing another precon upgrade guide. This is for the Hosts of Mordor, the Grixis precon upgrade guide. Alrighty, so I've already sort of covered my own thoughts about this commander and the type of deck that I think we're trying to build with this precon. So I'm not going to spend too much time here talking about the face commander. If you want to check out my more in-depth detailed thoughts, I'll put up a banner there or whatever to link you to the video I did about it. It is a fairly recent video, so it's not that hard to find, honestly, if you do want to just check it out or whatever. It's not essential to see that to understand what's kind of going on here, but it is nice to sort of see those things and get the context, I guess. But it's just one of those things I just find now that it takes so long, 5 to 10 minutes for me to sit here and analyze, okay, what's this commander all about, blah, 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 and all of this stuff. It just takes too much time out of these videos that I'd rather be showing you the deck and going, this is what's in it, this is what I suggest you probably take out, you need more ramp, you need more this, you need more that, whatever. And this is how I suggest you try to win with this deck, etc., blah, blah. So I'd rather do that for you guys than be sitting here for 10 minutes explaining how this thing works and whatnot. And most people tune out in like 30 seconds anyway, but it is what it is, as I sort of say. But anyway, we'll get along and move along and have a look at the deck list. Alright, guys, so we're having a look at the deck. Honestly, for this deck, I want to go with Saruman as the face commander. Sauron, I said how bad it was in the other video that I did about him. Saruman, just 30 times better. Like, I don't know. So I would just want to do Saruman. Is that cool? Oh, do a separate deck on Sauron. Maybe if people really want it. I think it sucks so bad. So I don't want to do anything on him. He's just not worth the time, I don't think. So, if someone wants a jank deck, there you go. Anyway, after looking through the deck list, I do feel like the deck is more suited to the Saruman rather than Sauron. Two really similar names there. That's really annoying. But still, whatever. You know what I mean. Maybe if I don't make it so clear sometimes. But yeah, it feels very much like this instant and sorcery deck that's doing all this stuff with a bunch of like creatures that have goody ETBs stroke other abilities and things like that, or things that work in the graveyard somewhat. I don't know. But yeah, it's also got a lot of theft because Grixis doesn't have anything good, so you got to steal the good things. So, but there is some that are pretty decent, like Treasure Never and stuff like that. The biggest thing that I noticed about this deck is it needs more ramp. It doesn't have nearly enough ramp, or really good ramp. So, like, what's going on? I don't understand. And why basalt monolith? Like if we could reduce costs or make more mana somehow and go infinite, sure, absolutely. It's really good then. But I don't want to just build around trying to make basalt monolith go infinite. Like, it's not worth the time in this regard. Unless you're, like, power hungry deck. So, or unless you're gonna invest, all the time in the tutors and everything else that you need to get it to do the thing. So I'm just not gonna do that. Not worth the time, in my opinion. Yes, if you are building for power, then obviously it is. But for this deck and for a sort of semi-budget upgrade, and it for only to be slightly better, not high level or CDH level good, that's not what we're trying to do. So it is what it is. Again, I am happy, or pretty happy, with the mana base. What is going on? I don't know, man. Like, it's a couple lands in here that are just whatever. But for the most part, again, they have really put in some really decent, good dual lands and stuff in here. Now, there are some that aren't the best, but still. It's better than what they normally give us in just, here's all the tap lands ever. So, but still. So, again, I have the list of stuff that I think should be taken out. There's a few things here. And again, I'm kind of going in the Saruman way, just like all these instant sorceries, non-creature stuff, and all the stuff that supports instant sorcery, non-creature stuff, to give us card draw that are enchantments, creatures, and other proper permanents, and that sort of thing. So that's the way that I'm gonna build this, I think. There's a lot here that just I don't think belongs or whatever, that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to go away, come back, and find those cards that I need to put in and show you guys the end result. You can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing. Alright, guys, so we're back having a look at the finished list now. Spent again almost $60 on this upgrade. So at least I'm pretty consistent at the moment. Till I find the other deck is like 120 or something. Whatever. I don't know. But anyway, it's a pretty cool list that I'll take you all through in just a second. For those people who really aren't all that interested in the explanations and the discussion, you can just find the deck list in the comments. Do whatever you will with it. Copy, paste, test it for yourself, etc. So, otherwise, I don't want to waste the people's who are here to actually hear the explanations time, so we will get going along with this one as quickly as what we can. Again, I'm not really going to specifically talk about more specific cards that I've cut. Um, the the dual lands that I did cut, just bad tap lands and whatnot. Um, yeah, I didn't even think I added any basics. So it's a little bit slimmer in terms of lands than the other ones, I guess. Not that it's horrible, but maybe it does need more lands, so not too sure about that. So we are actually mainly red, then blue and black. Interesting. So you might want to, therefore, actually, where's black? Black's at 6. The ratios are actually pretty good. I was just thinking whether the ratios were right, but that's alright. That's fine. So, anyway, I'm not really going to talk too much about those cards we cut because they mostly were slower or less efficient cards for the most part, or cards that weren't really on the strategy of a non-creature style deck. There are still a fair few that are in here that aren't on the theme, but at least they're decently pretty good for the most part, so you can kind of see why I probably kept them. Um, Alright, so these are the cards that I've added in this little tech box that I've put there in the corner. So I'm not really gonna talk about the instance for the most part, just a bunch of decent removal that I decided to add. Actually, I also added Faithful Mastery, but I added that because I was like one off or something, I think. So that's why it's not here, but I remembered it just now. Bunch of mana rocks as well, 5 of them. Not really going to talk about them because just good ramp effects, so not much to say there. Shark Typhoon, pretty nice for us. Making those sharks. Sometimes we will sacrifice the sharks to other effects, but and I was thinking, do we want like some things that generate tokens that we can freely sack? In other words, tokens that we just don't really care about. Um, and maybe you do, but I think there's a good density of decent things that create things with flying or other evasion now, so don't need to worry that much. And there's not that much stuff that actually sacks our things to do things, so not that there's nothing, but again, not a huge amount. Anyway, creatures. Got a fair few here. Anhigo the Painter gives all of our spells casualty 2, so as long as we sacrifice 2 power of creatures, we can copy the spell. So that's pretty darn good for all of our instants, mostly. We do have a few sorceries too, but still, it's really good. To copy a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool. Archmage Emeritus, just card draw for instant sorcery, so we want that. Barol for the mana reduction, We do have some counter spells here, so that can also draw us cards sometimes. That's kind of nice. Bergie, extra mana is really good. So yeah. But the other side, the horn, not terrible. Not a card I see, or the side of the card I see played very much, but I do see it here and there if you're sort of low on card advantage and that kind of thing. Seachrome, Host, Seed Shark. Um, just getting those Phyrexians or the Ink Incubate tokens again, kind of good. We can use them, and that to sack or to make bodies or whatever. We can do a lot of stuff with them, so they're quite useful, especially with like Anagal or whatever. Electrostay Field just pings our opponents, for instance, sorcery, so that's alright. Electromancer, again, just reducing the cost of our spells, pretty good. Kess, we get to flash back a spell once per our turns, so that's alright. The Fire Breather, just another pinger. We want more pingers than we want generators of tokens, but since there's not a critical mass of them, we'll take the ones that the token generators that have evasion at least. So there's that. Murmuring Mystic, again, tokens, again, that's alright. Not the best, but that's fine. The Kiln Artists, just to give us more treasures, again, that extra mana so we can cast more spells is quite useful. And again, Talran, just those evasive flyers is pretty powerful. And again, gives us bodies to sack for other things. Some other spells that are in the deck have casualties, so you can sack stuff to copy it. And things like that. So that's pretty darn useful. But that's pretty much the list here. So yeah, you guys can tell me what you guys think. Write your thoughts down there in the comments below. Hope you've enjoyed and hope you will join me again in the next one.